Here's also how I know the difference between a lifesaver and a murderer. Because of my own self. I killed a 7-month-old baby, my own daughter. Then, I did not get arrested. It was ruled as an accident because I lied. So, I left North Carolina, went back to Atlanta, tried to get hit by, I didn't try. I stood in front of a Mack truck, 18-wheeler, which I don't remember doing. I woke up in the hospital 3 months later. 3 weeks of that, I was in a coma. I woke up with the left side of my head caved in. I looked different. So it was life-changing. Back then, I had nothing that I got now. Because where did I get what I got now? Well, since I didn't die from the 18-wheeler Mack truck, I said, okay, I killed this baby. That's horrible. Let me go back to Guilford County and give them a confession. So that's what I did. Surprisingly enough, because at first they was like, oh, you're getting life. You're spending the rest of your life in prison. And then I told the judge, well, if you want to give me life in prison, you might as well give me death. Because, oh well, that's what I deserve anyway. However, amazingly enough, they only gave me 10 years of maximum security prison time. That I didn't understand, but I just ran with it. I said, okay, 10 years? Well, since I couldn't die from a Mack truck and all the rest of the suicidal attempts that I've had, how about I just fix myself? Use this 10 years to fix my own mind. And that's what I did. Didn't happen all at once. Happened one day at a time. What really had the biggest impact on me is, well, I was violent. Even in prison. I kept fighting. So you know what smart move Southern Correctional Facility did? They locked me in single cell and they told me, you're not getting out of single cell until you stop being violent. And it worked. Okay? For those 3 years, every day, all day, I trained myself to not be violent. And oh my God, I fell in love with being human. And I said, I may never, because of what I did, ain't nobody gonna let me around their kid. But I loved kids. Since my 3 sisters, they asked me in court, they asked my sisters, did I ever hurt them? And all 3 of them, Serena, Shaniqua, and Tiffany, they all said no. And they never expected for me to hurt their niece, Milalai, because I had never hurt them. Serena was born when I was 8 years old, and I was just actively in her life, bottle, bath, whatever I could do. You know what I'm saying? No problem. But that psychosis came out with Milalai. It's still today my regret. I'm still paying for that. She's still my reminder not to be violent. And the major key to not being violent is not trying to control other people. Is having personal boundaries. I don't stalk people. I don't stare at people. I don't do anything that I feel bad about. Because I have a soul now. I have a conscience now. How is it that I was able to kill a baby? Well, that came from years of abuse. From Leorant and Judy. He would beat her, she would beat me. When he was gone, truck driving. And then he'd come back and it was the same psychotic, vicious cycle. And they put me down. So you know what I did in single cell? I said, well, if that made me a murderer, having low self-esteem and put downs and abuse, whatever they did, the abuser did to me, I'm going to train myself by doing the complete opposite of that. Whatever hurt me, whatever caused, whatever hurt me, I'm gonna do the opposite of it. Habitually. That's how I became a lifesaver. By the time I got out, I was sent to San Bernardino, California, because that's where Denise was. I don't call her mother. I never wanted to call her mother. She forced me to call her mother when I was, 15 years old, and I had to go live with her because Leon tried to, well, he didn't try. It was sexual molest me. So then they sent me to her. She was out here. But that was when I was like 14, 15 years old. She was like, they call me mother. But I didn't feel it. But I just did it so she would, shut up about it. Okay. And that's the key. Forcing someone to do something they don't want to do. That's that psychotic killing attitude and mind. No. In single cell, I stopped being a murderer because I said, you know what? I can't control anybody else, but I can control myself. And ooh, that's the power. Self-control. In single cell, I was hit by inmates, but I didn't hit them. That's when I found my power of self-control. And I stuck with it. I made myself safe. I said, well, this person is violent, but I can make myself safe, so they can't control me. Aha. Because if they're violent to me and I'm violent to them, that means they're controlling me, huh? But if they're violent to me and I'm not violent to them, who's controlling me? Me. That's when I found the power of self-control, and I still have it. Okay, the point is, so by the time I get out of prison, I'm beaming with this new mind, with this self-control, with this peace, with this, I'm finally human. I love life. I'm in love with good works. I don't care, cleaning, whatever good work I could find to do, reading, nature, any good work. Even my hygiene is a good work. Every good work I'm in love with. I got this new life. I don't have to do bad stuff. It was like completely out of my mind and life. So then, guess who I meet? My daughter, Milala, passed away at 7 months old. But guess who I meet? Arrowhead. Over there by the Way Church in San Bernardino. Man, because, and Lachelle can tell you this, all I did with them, I was like, I just watched the kid clean the house. I see something need to be done, I just do it. Now that's what I love to do, solve problems, not be one, not become one, not start one. So I think Lachelle took notice. Of course, that was her baby kid. That was her baby son. But one thing I never did was take Man behind closed doors. If I was in a room with him, I left the door open so everyone could see me and him together. I was never alone with him because I knew I had to earn trust. But oh my God, that was a life-changing experience again because I did it. with Man. Completely no abuse. This kid is a star, a superstar to me. This kid is just like me. Look at it. My birthday is May 5th. Then it's Mother's Day. Then Milalai's birthday is May 9th. Then Man's birthday is May 14th. We got serious Taurus vibes here, bro. And Man he's just the light of my life because I was allowed to prove that, hey, I'm fixed now. I got a heart. I got a conscience. I'm good. I'm a good person now. I changed myself from bad to good repetitiously. Certain things I will not allow myself to even do by habit. Okay? Because I know where that goes. So I'm going to stay healthy up in here. Anybody that can beat up a sleeping person, where's that scar? Right there. Remember when I came in there? Well, it was a he. I was sleeping over there on by the library at the library bar, and he just started beating on me while I was asleep. That's a murderer. Literal. That's someone that would just murder you and not even know you without you having done nothing. This is how they've trained it. Killers, Harold Hamilton's gang, have trained themselves. I've seen personally Killer beat up my Man. Because, I mean, me and this kid, 2 peas in a pod. I fell in love. I can't even describe. I mean, this is a child-adult relationship. I know I'm the adult. I know he's the kid, but God, it was the most beautiful, just healthy. I would leave and come back. It could be a day. It could be a year. And he would just be beaming with joy. I didn't try to take his mama's or his daddy's place. I let him decide for himself. But I did encourage him to respect women. He knows Lachelle is his mama. I never, his biological mama. But me, he knew he was safe with me. He said it in his video. I said, who am I? No, first I asked him, who are you? And then he told me. And then I said, who am I? And then he told me. I was like, okay, I can live with myself. I can live with that. You know? But and then there's this whole Crip thing, blood thing. I said, well, baby, I'm not a blood. I cannot answer you about them. But baby, I am a Crip. And I never forced this on him. Only when he asked me. And I'm like, this little kid, why is he asking me about this stuff? Who is feeding him this Crip blood stuff? He should not even, I knew it wasn't me. I mean, I dress and I conduct myself like a real Crip lifesaver. But I never forced it on him. Because I know if you try to force something on anyone, especially a Taurus, it's going to have bad results for both parties. So I didn't never try to force him. I just gave him information when he asked me. I told him the truth. I said, baby, I'm not a blood, but I'm a Crip, and I can answer you about what real Cripping is. It's not crime. It's not selling drugs. It's not murder. It's community resistance and progress. Because back at the time we started, there was a lot of abuse of power, corruption in law enforcement, and the beatings, and Medgar Evans, and Martin Luther King, and all the leaders died and everything like that. So it was like, well, you know what? We'll protect the community. Similar to the Black Panthers. Okay, this is what I told him. This is what I know. This is what I live. This is who I am, right? So I let him decide. Turns out his favorite color is blue. But that's on him. So is mine. Blue goddess. Okay, the point is, I seen Harold Hamilton go in there while Mammon was asleep and beat him up. And verbally and physically abuse him. It broke my heart. But you know what? I know I couldn't stop him physically, but I could stop him legally from abusing my man. Oh, and another thing, I didn't take liberties to even call him my man. His mother, Lachelle, called man mine. After some years of watching me and him, I mean, she watched everything I did, especially. But then after a while, she has this trust of me because I repetitiously was displaying what was the only thing inside of me. Healthy behavior that I can live with, that I can be proud of myself. You know? But now we got these. I'm not violent. I won't let myself digress to that weak level of inhumanity. I didn't like myself when I was violent, leading to suicide. I didn't like what was going on in my mind, so I thought the only way I could get out was die. Except I didn't die. So now what's the only way to get out? Change my thinking. That popped off in single cell. Woo woo! I was like a rocket. Couldn't tell me nothing. I got it. Just think good. Just do good works. And that's success. Got rewards from it. Got trust from it. Me? You trust me? Oh, I'ma really show you excellence of God. Or goddess. Black African goddess. Woo! So, I know the game that they're trying to play, and they're trying to repetitiously make me a murderer again. But luckily, I already trained myself. I already figured out by habit how to be, to maintain being a lifesaver. My own choice. My own mind. Killer, you can't make me no killer. Been there, done that, overcame that. I'm forever Lil Ticky BK, the double E Atkins, the life savior. Because that's how I can live with myself, with my own morals. I'm happy with myself. Okay? All these strangers I don't know, breaking personal boundaries. That's a setup for whose murder? Being that I am no longer violent, how am I going to defend myself? I'm in a wheelchair with no weapons, and I mind my business. And I keep positive thinking, and I don't put people down. I uplift people, because I know the consequence, and I know the success of uplifting people. Am I going to defend myself from a gang of men who are violent and sexually violent? And I'm a lesbian. I don't even like men like that. Been there, done that. I tried it my whole life to make myself straight. Didn't work. So you know what? I said, I'm a lesbian. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a healthy relationship. Monogamous relationship. Or I'm going to just stay by myself. I'm good by myself. Not in a relationship. Because I'm in a relationship with myself. You dig? You got all these strangers I don't know stalking me. To murder who? Me. I know I can't beat these able-bodied men physically. And I don't want to be a murderer. That's why I don't carry any weapons on me. I don't even carry pepper spray. My only option is non-violence. Completely. And mind my own business and do what I'm supposed to do. Handle my own personal goals. But for them, what's stopping them from murdering me when they're already showing traits of being murderers? The psychos want to control somebody and break personal boundaries. I made myself not a psycho. I mind my own business. And I don't try to control people. You gotta control yourself. If you train yourself to be a murderer, you can train yourself to save life, to be a lifesaver. Stop that malarkey. I'm done. I had to vent all this stuff out. I can't hold it inside of me. Alright. God bless America, man. This shit, this should not even be going on. But this is what they choose to do. They choose to habitually be like that. Since I've been here since 2012, they've been breaking my personal, even on Arrowhead. His son, Harold, the other Harold Hamilton, and Pootie, ran up in my room and took my personal hygiene and then laughed about it. That's psychotic murder behavior. I didn't find it funny because I knew what that mentality is capable of and how I made myself the complete opposite. So it's all about respect. Respect yourself. Save a life. I'm out.